If you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. On Spotify, you can listen to all that in one place for free, and you don't need a premium account. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen offline, wherever you are. Easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with social platforms like Instagram. Just search for the E-commerce Minute on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in your library tab. And follow us so you never miss an episode of the E-commerce Minute. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it's your go-to for podcasts. It's the E-commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. This episode of the E-commerce Minute is brought to you by SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. With SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes, it's just click, send, and save for as low as $4.99 a month. Send envelopes, flats, and packages right from your desk, and you're back in business in no time. And for being a loyal E-commerce Minute listener, you'll receive a free 30-day trial to get started and a free 10-pound scale to ensure that you'll never overpay. Save time and money on mailing and shipping with SendPro Online. Starting at $4.99 a month, you can qualify for special USPS rates for letters and priority mail shipping. Calculate exact postage online and print labels right from your PC. So go to pb.com/minute to access this special offer for a free 30-day trial plus a free 10-pound scale to get started. That's pb.com/minute. Experience shipping made simple with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. It's E-commerce Minute episode 509.
In today's episode, Amazon exits the restaurant biz.
It's a lazy Friday night and you don't feel like cooking or going anywhere. Luckily, there's an abundance of delivery services available. Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, and DoorDash immediately come to mind, and that's just the big ones. But I personally don't recall anyone ever begging to order from Amazon restaurants. For some of you, this may be the first time you're hearing about the service, and it may be the last. Amazon has announced that Amazon Restaurants is shutting down in the United States and will cease operations on June 24th. Or by the time you hear about this, it's already gone. The 4-year-old service has lurked in the shadows of its competitor for too long, and Amazon has decided to pull the plug. Amazon Restaurants debuted in Seattle in 2015 and eventually offered delivery in more than 20 cities in the U.S., and it even expanded into the U.K. Amazon ended up shutting down the service in the U.K. late last year. Amazon has been struggling to make itself a key player in the food industry, especially in the restaurant delivery space. Along with the closure of Amazon Restaurants comes the closing of their workplace lunch delivery service called Daily Dish. We don't know what Amazon's next move will be in the food industry, but we do know that last month, Amazon bought a stake in the British food delivery company Deliveroo. We'll see if this move positions Amazon to a bigger player in the food delivery space. That's a head scratcher. They closed restaurants and then they bought a piece of Deliveroo. Do you think they're retrenching and retooling?
Yeah. I mean, why would you want to build it if you can buy it?
Good point.
I mean, it's not like Amazon doesn't do this all the time where they try something and if it doesn't work out, they shut it down. It's just we're paying more attention to Amazon now, so we see it. But other than that, they do this all the time.
Yeah, good point. Good point. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a DoorDash or Uber Eats kind of guy. I don't really do that kind of thing.
Oh, I do.
Okay, so if you have a point of view, I would love to hear it because this is something I'm not really super into, like the delivery.
Well, yeah. So, like you were saying in the beginning, Amazon Restaurants just absolutely does not come to mind. And honestly, before we were even talking about it here, I didn't know it was a thing, like at all. Like I have never seen it anywhere.
Bart, have you heard of it?
Nope.
I wonder if it was even in Philly. I mean, maybe it's just because it wasn't around here. Because
maybe. I mean, it should have been in New York. I mean, I lived long enough there. So, I mean, the biggie obviously is Grubhub and Seamless, which is actually the same company. Seamless is definitely a New York thing just because it's bigger. It's big in New York, but Grubhub is everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. I ordered from Grubhub a lot.
It's the same company.
Yeah.
Caviar is actually, I've been using Caviar lately. Sometimes I like their system better.
I would agree.
Because they actually give you where the driver is and where like actual delivery times. Not it's going to be delivered from 9:30 to 10 o'clock.
Your order's in progress.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
And they definitely have a better tech. I don't know how DoorDash or Postmates. I guess Postmates
is pretty good.
Yeah, so is DoorDash. I mean, it's just so the funny thing is, I think to me is that Amazon actually has this tech. and they've always had it. It's their Prime. What is it? Amazon Prime Day Delivery or whatever that is. Not the second day or first day. It's like the Prime Express or whatever that is. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right. So, but they actually have that built in. So I don't know why they couldn't use all that tech for it. But knowing them, they'll figure it out. I mean, that's, they deliver groceries, so it's the same tech.
Well, they definitely have the delivering part down.
I'm just confused as to how they just didn't advertise for it as much as I feel like
I think they
advertised for other things.
I think they did. The problem is it's also, if you watch the articles about Postmates and everybody else or Seamless and all those guys, is that restaurants don't want to pay those things.
Right.
And it's cutting into a lot of them. So a lot of restaurants really are coming off of it, and they want to call, people call.
Well,
which is crazy because nobody will.
Actually, to that point, Grubhub actually just got in some trouble because they took website domains from actual small restaurants and are pretending that that's the main domain.
Yeah, they were spoofing the domains,
Yeah.
and so people would go to that to go look for. Okay, I'm going to the faux place or the faux place, and they'd look it up, and instead they squatted on a domain. And they would go to place the order, but it would still go through the Grubhub.
Yeah.
That is
shady.
But we're not talking 20 domains. We're talking, what was it? A couple 100,000 domains.
Yeah.
So they had some kind of bot that was building these fake websites.
Completely without permission.
Completely without permission, which I think is completely disgusting.
I agree.
It is, but not illegal, actually.
But not illegal. But and their argument would probably be, well, they still get the money, but the margins on restaurants are thin enough as it is, and to have that kind of crap going on, I think.
Right. Mm-hmm. Especially for a mom and pop.
Yep, especially for mom and pop. But if you look at delivery fees and stuff like that, any one of those apps don't want to put the delivery or all that stuff onto a customer, but they still do. Like the argument, one of the articles was like, well, we don't want to put it on customer. You're like, every single thing has a delivery fee on it, so. I'm not sure what you're doing there. I think so. The funny thing is the difference between here in New York, at least for me, was New York. That's just given. Everything's delivered. Everything is to you. So I think it's a slightly smaller sting when you're ordering online. I've noticed here that the check number overall, or the end, that whole when you get delivered, is pretty large.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in New York, you're like. Yeah, I ordered 3 bushels of food, and it's not really that expensive.
Oh yeah,
compared to if I just went and get it. Here, it's a weird, because 10 to 15% off.
There's a delivery fee, and then there's another fee, and then they ask for a tip, and it adds.
Yeah, it's just weird, how that works out, and Philly being a lot less expensive, it definitely prohibits that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. Amazon Restaurants' biggest market was its home base in Seattle. So it actually was a big thing. I guess it just wasn't promoted properly here, because it says here, according to this here, Amazon's biggest market was in Seattle, where it had 21% of the market share in 2017. But in other cities like New York, Grubhub garnered 85% of the market in 2018 compared to Amazon's 0.1% market share. So this was big, but probably only in isolated areas. So again, I think Bart is right, is that they're just going to cut the cord, retool, use the tech they bought with their Deliveroo investment, and I bet you this thing bounces back next year. Because I think there's still money to be made in this, even though Grubhub's nasty and Uber Eats is, I don't know. I like the concept of Uber Eats, but I think these Uber drivers, do you think they want to deliver a milkshake to some spoiled millennial sitting in his house playing video games?
Well,
smoking pot?
That's what what's it called? Caviar does. Postmates and DoorDash, they're all doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I've gotten a milkshake or two. I cannot lie.
It happens. Literally between driving the Uber, you go drive and pick up stuff. That's just how they're making it. So any one of these drivers will do Uber, Lyft, Amazon stuff. They'll do all of it all at the same time.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, they are getting paid. It's not like they're like a volunteer service. But so the Uber Eats thing, you have to sign up separately. Like you have to say, oh, I also want to deliver food, or is
I
it a
think so.
separate? Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
so, but it's the same. Like I said, it's the same thing. Like anyone in the delivery wants, they drive cars, and most of those guys are on every single one of them.
Yeah, because they're all hustling. No, I appreciate that. I actually ran into a guy over the weekend, and he was just telling me, he's like, I Uber just to pay my debts, and he goes, I'm making $300. I'm making $300 a week, and I'm putting it all towards my debt. And I gave him a big Dave Ramsey, like, good job there, fella. You're doing good. We're knocking down that debt. If anybody doesn't get the reference, listen to the Dave Ramsey podcast and get yourself out of debt. Anyway, stat time. Uber, Grubhub, and DoorDash take over 75% of the food delivery market share. Grubhub stock rose 5% after Amazon released the news of their closing, and then 7% the next day. But it doesn't say anything here about Grubhub doing their nasty domain thing. So I wonder what their stock did after that.
Right. Yeah, that was very recent.
I think that's still got to shake out. So, all right, Brittany, why don't you tell us about today's sponsor?
Shipping and mailing from your desk has never been simpler than with SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. With SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes, it's just click, send, and save for as low as $4.99 a month. Send envelopes, flats, and packages right from your desk, and you're back in business in no time. And for being a loyal e-commerce minute listener, you'll receive a free 30-day trial to get started and a free 10-pound scale to ensure that you never overpay.
Bold, underline, features / benefits.
Page 1.
Page 2. Don't save time and money. Page 2. On mailing and shipping. SendPro Online.
Oh. Save time and money on mailing and shipping with SendPro Online. Starting at $4.99 a month, you can also qualify for special USPS rates for letters and priority mail shipping, calculate exact postage online, and print labels and stamps right from your PC. Go to pb.com/minute to access the special offer for a free 30-day trial plus a free 10-pound scale to get started. That's pb.com/minute. Experience shipping made simple with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes.
Excellent. All right. How do you want to close this?
RIP Amazon restaurants?
So one of the original RIP Amazon restaurants. One of the original perks of Amazon restaurants is that delivery would become free after the cost of the order reached a certain price, but then their competitors started offering free delivery too. I didn't wait. What?
Who delivers free delivery? I don't.
Well, that might have been out in Seattle. That's probably out where. Yeah, I'll bet you that's a Seattle specific quote there.
Yeah, probably.
And Amazon, we all know that on the other side of the coin, they're trying to dominate the grocery business. Amazon delivers groceries from Whole Foods via Prime Now in nearly 100 U.S. markets. Still waiting for them to put a Whole Foods in the old Sears up by me, as it's been rumored they're going to do. Yeah, well, I would hope, but we'll see. Never know. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Nope. All right. That's your e-commerce minute for today. It's time for lunch. So we're going to Grubhub our Deliveroo and get our Postmates. And I'm an early.com guy, so I'm going to order from Cosmo.com. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media @Sumo Heavy.